Hello viewers, this is Fans Opinion, and my name is Yinka Adjegbuyi, and with me here is Yemite, and my name is Yinka Adjegbuyi, and with me here is Yemite, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, so today I'm going to just want to find your opinion about what's going on at Chelsea. With the last match they played and they narrowly just won against Tottenham. How do you fancy the chances of Chelsea staying in the top four until the end of this season?
As far as I'm concerned, is too close to call. It's blink. It's not clear. I don't think any realistic Chelsea fan will categorically tell you that they will make it into the top four. But be that as it's made, it's a step in the right direction. Even though they had to struggle, at least they defeated Tottenham in their last game. So I think that they can. How realistic it is.
When it comes to UEFA Champions League, but we've seen him in Europa, how he has carried I think it's Sevilla or what's the name again, what he has done in Europe. So he's a big name also in Europe, and I think good one also.
Okay, before we go deep into this Barcelona game against Borussia Dortmund, let's talk about yesterday's matches. Do you see any coming back for Real Madrid in that one against Arsenal?
Well, I think anything is possible in a game of football, and when you look at the Real Madrid squad, the likes of Vinicius, Mbappe, Bellingham, and the likes, they are capable of doing a comeback, but I still feel Arsenal are true.
Yeah, you can hear that. It still feels Arsenal are true, but it's never over on night of European, Champions League. Anything can happen. We've seen teams, come back from massive defeats in the UEFA Champions League. Chelsea came back against Napoli and went on to win the Champions League in that season. I think that was 2012 season, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if Real Madrid will be able to do that comeback against Arsenal, or Arsenal be qualifying for the Champions League semi-final for the first time in lots of years. And also the last one is the
I think what's their coach again, Zaghi or what?
Yeah,
I think it's a good job there, and they are capable of, maybe if they get to final this time, they won't lose it and just go with the medal.
Okay, tonight there's one between Barcelona and the Borussia preliminary stage of the UEFA Champions League, in which Barcelona defeated Borussia Dortmund 3-2 in that encounter. A massive game, 5 goals, 3 the share head-to-head record against Borussia Dortmund, defeating Borussia Dortmund twice and playing out a draw. So Borussia Dortmund are out for their first defeat over Barcelona. Will they achieve that? By 10 p.m. we'll be knowing if they can achieve that right there in Spain. Do you see that happening? Borussia Dortmund yet to get a victory over Barcelona.
Well, I don't see that happening tonight. Maybe in the second leg they can, but at what they call Barcelona ground, I don't see Barcelona losing tonight.
Okay, he doesn't see Barcelona losing tonight. And also the big one for the for the English side is that one between PSG and Aston Villa. And PSG is looking like a team capable of winning the UEFA Champions League this season. You look at their run right there in the Ligue 1, which they've been confirmed as the champions elect of the French Ligue 1 for 2024-2025 season. So it looks like they have less pressure on them going all the way. And looking at them this season, do you think they play much better without Kylian Mbappe, or they are actually missing Kylian Mbappe in that team?
Well, I think the PSG of this season is quite different. Whereby looking at PSG of last season, 2 seasons ago, the team has really been built around Kylian Mbappe. But since they left right now, there have been new stars coming into set of players trying to be the poster. But you look at Dembele, you look at Bakola, you look at what's they call the likes of João Neves and Kvaratskhelia. They got, it's just everyone trying to unleash their skills and everything. But good one. And when you look at the coach like Luis Enrique, yeah, we've seen what he did with Barcelona. It was I think he won the Champions League last with Barcelona 2015. So he's really a good coach on his own day, and he understands the way football should be played, the modern day football. So I think good one for him. And you look at the midfield, you have the likes of João Neves, Vintina, Zenremo. These are players that can really bring on what Luis Enrique, that can transmit what he wants on the field of play. So I think good one for them, but I don't see them winning it though.
Wow, talking about League, talking about PSG in the League One, fantastic season they are currently having. Played 28 games, of won 23, drawn 5, lost 0 in the league. But they managed to qualify in the UEFA Champions League on the last day of I think on the last day, yes, that was when they made best losers. If I can use that's PSG.
Okay.
I think they qualified as one of the last set. But we saw them give Liverpool a good run for their money. Sending out the England runaway leaders out of the UEFA Champions League. Do you think Aston Villa stand a chance tonight?
Well, when you look at Unai Emery, I think he has coached PSG before in the past also, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he understands the way everything works in the back room over there. So I think good one for him. He will be coming up against some bit of familiar faces because they're doing his time there, and Donnarumma will be able to really try to come up with a surprise. And when you look at the Aston Villa right now, they are really doing something.
Okay, a lot of familiar faces tonight. We have Lewandowski playing against Borussia Dortmund, one of the teams that put him into the light when it comes to football. Let's see if we get some Barcelona the goal tonight against his old team. And yeah, it was Rafinha there in the 3rd minute of that encounter with Barcelona's first reach chance in that encounter. And here's a corner kick for Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. And goalkeeper Kobe, we have to do this defensive work against Barcelona. Early stages of this encounter, straight into the 4th minute. A corner kick from Barcelona, but the weight on the pass is on the corner kick was actually too much. And you can see the frustration on the face of the Barcelona's manager, Hansi Flick. And talking about Hansi Flick, this is another man who is very much familiar with the German football.
Well, I think Hansi Flick, with all due respect to him, is a very good coach, and we can see the way he has really come around and he has changed this Barcelona team. This looks like a different Barcelona team from last season, both physically and everything related to football. For anything related to footballing aspect, I think he has done so well. He has really upgraded this team. You need to look at Lamine Yamal, Pedri, who has always been this kind of injury. They've been complaining about his physicality and everything. You can see how he has been coming into this season, playing a game every 3 days, still coming out and giving some world-class performance. So I think good one for him. Rafinha, he was almost sold last season. This season is on fire, and I think everything looks
so far in the studio. And that was a goal. That was almost a chance. What a goal that would have been, and what a way to usher in the dock. But unfortunately, that didn't go in. What a mesmerizing skill set there from the younger Lamine Yamal. The dock, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, gentlemen, ladies, fans all over the world. Premier Sports Fan Center is here to give you everything you need to know about today for several decades now. And we're glad to be here to talk sport.
Okay, before we go deep into the Barcelona game, I have to ask you about yesterday's game between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Did you see that coming?
Yeah, to score a goal. It would have been a perfect expectation if it ended 3-1. It's better. Just a few days before then, we talked about the match, and I said, look, by this margin, so that it will be a very tough encounter at the Bernabeu. And it will be very interesting too. It was going to be blood and fire and everything out there. But Arsenal actually got lucky. I'm not just going to say they got lucky, but because they played really well. But Declan Rice's free kicks that went in, I would say, they got lucky because this is a guy that never scored free kicks before. And then it was at that encounter he discovered a brace of free kicks.
Yeah, so is there any chance of a comeback for Real Madrid in that game?
Of course, there is always a chance of a comeback. Liverpool came back against Barca in 2019 from 3-goal down. They came back, upturned it by 4-0. Barca came back against PSG in 2016. It was 4-1 at the first leg, and of course, there's always a chance for a comeback, but. With the way Arsenal played yesterday, the goalkeeper is awesome. He's been saving balls from everywhere, left, right, and center. He did what Tipeto Courtois did yesterday for Madrid until Declan Rice was able to unlock the jollof rice code, and then they couldn't do anything about it.
Against another corner kick for Barcelona in this account right there. It's the 8th minute of the UEFA Champions League game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona will be saying it, but chose to go for a shot one there. Finds his teammate. Yes, Rafinha on the ball, flings one into the box there. Easily caught out there by Borussia Dortmund. Another kick there from the younger Lamine Yamal there, but this time around eluded. Went way off targets there, and it's going to go roll out for a goal kick to Borussia Dortmund. Opening pressure from Barcelona in this encounter. The opening 10 minutes has really been Barcelona everywhere against Dortmund. Niko Kovac, that is the coach of Borussia Dortmund, we have a lot of words with this player. They need to keep calm on the pitch, or else Barcelona are just going to run riots against them in this one. It's still 0-0 in the 8th minute, and also 0-0 in the 9th minute of that one between PSG and Aston Villa. Another team from the English side who will be hoping to get a victory against PSG against all odds. PSG are unbeaten in the whole of League One, so it's a big test for Aston Villa tonight. Do you see them doing the unthinkable?
Of course, PSG have been beaten in Champions League.
Yeah.
Maybe in League One.
In the League One,
they might not have lost, but Champions League they've lost, and that means they are beatable. Of course, they are not invincible. Aston Villa has lost just one match all through the rounds of Champions League, and if you're looking at the Champions League statistics, Aston Villa even has a better record than PSG. But of course, PSG on stats level stand a better chance. They're the favourites for the game, but Aston Villa has been a surprise in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm always of that belief that Unai Emery, he beats me like a manager who, we have on league, we have managers who are good with marathon football, and we have some managers who are built for cup footballs. We saw him with Sevilla, winning the Europa League for back to back, and we also saw him with Villarreal, if I'm not mistaken. Arsenal were the only team he couldn't get the Europa League honors with. Do you see him, moving onto the bigger stage and winning the Champions League with Aston Villa against Solid? How do you see Unai Emery winning the Champions League with Aston Villa against Solid?
Well, that would be a big call to say, because I think looking at this, Aston Villa said these are just some kind of guys. I think to say maybe the lion's share of the squad, they look new to this Champions League competition and even getting to this stage. So I think it will be a big call for them. And who says it can happen? Though I'm not rooting for them to win the Champions League, but I think they can go as far as anywhere they get it off.
Okay, the last time we saw a newbie or a rookie win the Champions League was FC Porto winning it in the year 2004 with Jose Mourinho as the manager of FC Porto. Then I remember that beautiful squad of FC Porto that had the likes of Deco, Maniche. Before Deco came to Barcelona, that squad was actually a beauty one to behold. And it's the 10th minute approaching the 11th minute in that game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, with Barcelona dictating the tempo of this game against the German opponents, who are not really having it very well in the German Bundesliga this season. But looking at the starting 11 for Barcelona, yes, it's a 5-2-3-1 formation with Szczesny as the goalkeeper, and Bade as the left back, and Jules Koundé as the right back. His centre back pair of 4-2-3-1. Sorry, his centre back pair of Kubasi and Iago Martinez. In midfield, we have Pedri pairing up with De Jong on the base of Barcelona midfield. Attacking wise, we have Rafinha, Femi Lopez and Lamine Yamal, while a Loma striker Lewandowski for Barcelona in this account. Lewandowski, this season, fantastic season for him, aging like the precious or the gracious wine.
Well, okay. Well, I think Lewandowski case, let's pick it this way. I think when you look at the ratio of goals and chances he has made, I think he should even have gotten more than the number of goals he has. So I think age is really telling, is playing his part on him, but that takes away nothing from Robert Lewandowski. He has been delivering in the league, in the Champions League also. Good striker for his age. I think he's doing fantastic, so well. He's doing so well, leading this young lads. And looking at this Barcelona starting 11, a proper Master Flick starting 11, excluding a Dani Olmo, a fit Dani Olmo would be in this team ahead of Femi Lopez or Gavi. So I think this looks like more or less like the starting 11 I was expecting from him. And let's just see how it goes. I think they should be able to pick out 3 points here.
Okay, Robert, you the doc.
Yeah. Well, Barca needs to get as many goals as possible in this match, and Lewandowski has been the chosen guy. If you remember, over the weekend he was rested for the match against
what's the name again? We are Betis.
Betis for the first half. He was rested. Unfortunately, he had to be brought in to see what he could salvage, but that didn't happen. However, Lewandowski is a player that has been fantastic his stats actually show. He's still on the Pichichi, the top of the Pichichi list right now, and in terms of goal scoring, he has broken and set new records as well. He's edging very close to the legends of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and the rest of them. In Champions League, Lewandowski still has a lot to prove. He's about 35 years of age right now. Still has a lot to prove, and he can even go better than just do number 3 on Champions League rating. He can climb further, challenge Messi. Messi's on 132 or so, Ronaldo on 141. So he can still challenge all those guys because he's still active. He can still play 1 or 2 more seasons in Europe, and that might take his record up. But it has to be proven here. If he qualifies from this round, he has 1, 2, 3 matches after this. So he invariably has 5 more matches to play in Champions League this year. Yes, he can prove something, and I believe with the chances, he has already taken 1 or 2 shots at goal in this game, saved by the wonderful goalkeeper for Borussia Dortmund.
That's Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe just did fantastic jobs there in 2 or 3 saves quickly. So yeah, Lewandowski, we have a lot of hope in him.
Okay, looking straight at the Borussia Dortmund starting 11 is that man who has kept them in this game and looked like the man who is currently informing this encounter for Borussia Dortmund. Kobel, he is the goalkeeper for Borussia Dortmund, and there's a 4-5-1 formation from Kovac in this encounter. Racing is the right back, and Ben Sibani is the left back in this encounter, and Zwarten and Mirchan who are the centre back pair for Borussia Dortmund. In midfield we have Karim Adeyemi, Chukwuemeka Kani, the alone Chelsea player. We also have Mecha Brandt and Jane Gittins. While up front is another Loma striker, the gangling man from Guinea, Guirassy. That is the name the Barcelona defenders needs to keep an eye on. He's currently in a very good rich form for Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund will attack here, and his greetings way across. Guirassy almost getting onto the end of that, but almost doesn't do it in the game of football. Yes, that is the offside call from the center referee. Borussia Dortmund throwing the first dice at Barcelona in this encounter. And I think if it comes to I-line, which Barcelona enjoy playing against team, having Guirassy against them, this is another experienced striker. We've seen him numbers and times with numbers, getting the goals for Borussia Dortmund. Your defenders needs to be very much careful of that man.
Of course, it's not just Guirassy. It has to be in every team, because if you're actually planning well, like what's their name now, Benfica did against Barca on the second leg of the preliminary stages. They actually outdid Barca in the.
There's a chance for Barcelona to find himself in the box. It is very chance for them. Good defensive work there from the Borussia Dortmund defender.
They actually beat Barca on the offside tackle, like 2 or 3 times, and they got goals from them. So any team can, harness that and get through. But Guirassy, I don't see Guirassy doing that today, because it's not a one-man's job. It has to be a team job for you to beat that trap.
Yes, now can I kick for Barcelona right there in the 16th minute of this encounter. We saw the first quarter of football right there at the Barcelona Stadium. Yes, still Barcelona crossed into the box, easily defended there by Borussia Dortmund. Still Barcelona send the one into the box here. Borussia Dortmund will break out on the thread. Greeting is almost moving straight and go there, but was easily brought down there by the Barcelona defender. And it's going to be a free kick to Borussia Dortmund. I think that should be a yellow card to Bade there for bringing out the young Chukwuemeka, who is on loan from Chelsea. He was almost getting out, moving on counter against Barcelona there, but Bade had to take one for his team. I think that should have been a yellow card to the Spanish international there.
I'm sure the referee is still considering it.
Wow,
that might likely be a card.
No card. I think he sees it as a fair challenge, but to me, I don't think that. I guess.
I think it's against Dortmund. I think maybe probably a dive.
Wow, I don't think it was.
I don't think there was a call.
I think they called him from the VAR room. Yeah, and they made him understand it was.
Okay, Borussia Dortmund break out there, Alton with a long one, but easily kicked out, and is a throwing to Barcelona. This looks like, yes, it's Barcelona who are currently the better side in this encounter. As a flick, the pressure is on him right there. He wants the first goal from his boys. He wants them to turn this dominance into a goal in the early stages of this encounter. Barcelona has been everywhere, and undoubtedly, people have a judge that says that, yes, they are actually the best side in the UEFA Champions League in this season, but they have to be wary of a certain Arsenal in the Champions League.
Of course, Arsenal is rocking. Abi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Arsenal is on a roll now, but They're still not as good as this Barca.
Yes.
You can hear that from the Barcelona as well, faithful. Yes, Barcelona, the enterprising Lamine Yamal on the ball there, holds onto the ball, asks 2 players to beat, but chose to go back into the middle of the park and finds his teammates, the young so Femi Lopez there. Barcelona will break out against Borussia Dortmund, sends it out wide and finds his teammates. And yes, it's a chance for Barcelona to send one into the box with this very chance for the first goal. But there's no Barcelona player to get onto that. But the Borussia Dortmund, the defender there, Besimi, Bani, sorry, we know that out for another Barcelona corner kick in the first half. Looking at the PSG game against Aston Villa, is Donnarumma, who is the goalkeeper for PSG in the 4-3-3 formation. Hakimi is the captain tonight, and we have Nuno Mendes as the left back. A centre back pair of Beraldo and Pacho. In midfield, we have a midfield trio of João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz. This midfield is actually crazy. And you look up front, we have Doué, Dembele, and Kvaratskhelia. There's no Bracola starting tonight for PSG. The midfield of the attack is actually crazy to see. And looking at Aston Villa starting 11 is Emiliano Martinez, the ever-dependent goalkeeper for Aston Villa. In defense, we have Lucas Digne and Martin Cash on the fullback duties, while centre-back pair of Paul Torres and Konsa. While in midfield we have Telemans and Kamara on the base for Aston Villa. Sorry, attacking wise we have Ramirez, McGinn, and Rogers. While up front is the Loma striker, the experienced man from Manchester United, Rashford, as the striker for Aston Villa. Looking at these two sides, putting them on the paper, but who do you feel actually have the better chance or has the edge tonight?
Well, I think PSG, no doubt. But surprisingly, there is no more than him in this PSG defense again, Marquinhos. So I think that could just be maybe one advantage for Aston Villa. And looking at Aston Villa attack-wise, also no Watkins in the starting 11. So I just feel like it's more or less like Unai Emery just he's coming with a different game pattern, and hopefully it works out for him. Because when you look at this PSG team, they are wingers. Attack-wise, the likes of Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, they depend more speed and body movement and all of that. So I think probably Lucas Digne can just for real is in for a very long night against I think Dembele tonight also. But let's see how it works out.
Okay, this is the first time both sides are meeting in the UEFA Champions League, so history is about to be made in whoever is getting this first victory between PSG and Aston Villa. 22nd minute of that account, and it's still 0-0. And it seems like, yes, Aston Villa actually PSG. We are not here to play tonight in this account. Looking at the ball possession as it stands right now, and it's still PSG surprisingly, yes, as expectedly, we are dominating possession. 77% of the ball to PSG and just 23% of the ball to Aston Villa. 6 total shots already for PSG in the opening 22 minutes. 0 total shots from Aston Villa, and it looks like, yes, PSG are taking the whole pressure at Aston Villa. For how long can Aston Villa soak this pressure?
Exactly, that's the exactly question I wanted to raise. How long can they soak that pressure, and won't they make mistakes? And waiting for counter-attack options may not actually be the best way to play in such a position. But when you're underdogs and you don't have the materials to compete shoulder to shoulder in an open play, the only best thing to do is to play the bad football, or how do they call it? Negative football.
That's pack the box.
just play negative football. Go and defend, pack the balls, and then frustrate the opponent. Look for some errors or counter attack and go and score. But I don't see that happening here. That game might actually end in like 3-1 or 3-0, or even a wider margin than that. All PSG needs to do is to wear them out, spot the loopholes, and then go in.
Okay, also, in this game between Barcelona and Dortmund, it has really been a fully and totally dominated game by Barcelona. Also, 69% of the ball possession to Barcelona, 31% to Borussia Dortmund, and just like Aston Villa, 5 total shots to Barcelona is 0 total shots. Like Aston Villa also to Dortmund in this account. That were totally dominated and good for Barcelona. Well, but you guys need to start putting the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah. Well, as expected from Massive League, coming into this game, this is the first leg. They really want to come all out and get as much as possible goals. So I think Barcelona just need to be worried of one thing. This Borussia Dortmund team, we know them. They might just come into this game with a mindset of let's sit back and let's see how well we can hold this first leg if we can keep the scoreline respectful. We saw what happened within Barcelona and the Eintracht Frankfurt. I think when Barcelona played the UEFA Europa League that season, we are at home now. Next week we are going to Dortmund, Signal Iduna Park. We can just see a repeat of what happened against Eintracht Frankfurt then, whereby the whole stadium was filled up.
It's always filled up if you go play Germany.
So that's one thing, and that will be a bonus for Borussia Dortmund. So I think Barcelona really needs to seal this game in this first leg. Just let's have at least a 2-goal advantage or 3 goals advantage, because going there next week, it will be hell.
Yes, that is one thing you can always get from the German opponents. It's always a carnival-like whenever they play in their country. And yes, straight into the hand of the man of the moment, Kobel. He has been the difference in this game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Handling all pressure from Barcelona, but for how long can he handle that pressure? Lamine Yamal will move on the run against Borussia Dortmund. There still holds on to the ball, but the referee says there was an infringement there. Though to me, that was a light touch on Lamine Yamal. But it's a free kick to Barcelona. Besibani needs to be very much careful. He has a big hand on him in tonight's encounter. The 17 years old Lamine Yamal plays more than his age to me.
Yeah, he does actually. Many analysts have actually talked about his prodigy nature, and not just that the boy is fantastic, skillful. He's also so mature with the way he handles play, relates with other players, and his mentality. You can actually see him release balls, unlike the likes of Skelly from Arsenal.
Skelly is the left back.
Yeah, who likes to dribble all the way and then doesn't know when to release the ball. And then you have quite a number of them who are his age, who are so enthusiastic. You want to prove and show that you can dribble. But this guy dribbles only when necessary, and then he releases the ball as often as he should. You can see him just at the first touch putting a square play into the 18-yard or in a dangerous position for the defenders, and his maturity is just out of this world, so his composure is also something you need to commend about. He's just 17, he's the youngest on this field, and the way he relates with other players and the other teams, you actually think is much more than that.
Yeah, age doesn't matter, really matters in football these days. Yes, the first goal of No. Goal for Barcelona. We're ready to start this encounter. That would have also been a goal for Rafinha. Even if that was Kubasi who put the leg on it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes,
I think Kubasi with the header.
Was it Kubasi with the header or Kubasi with the last touch?
No, I think it was Kubasi with the dive.
Yeah, let's say we got that goal.
I just hope it wasn't offside.
Barcelona with the first goal in tonight's encounter. Yes, that is my biggest fear. I just hope that wasn't going. That won't be chalked off for offside. But it's Barcelona who has gotten us the first goal in tonight's fixture. Beautiful header there. No, it's not offside. No. I think that would be. We should have left that. You should have left that ball. That ball was just some silly.
I think
Rafinha went for it.
Rafinha pushed on the finishing
touch.
Kubasi with the ball, but Rafinha had to just tap. No, he tapped that in. He should allow that into the box, because if that is going to be chalked off for offside, it has to be based on Rafinha's leg.
He wanted the goal.
Yeah, but there was no need of him.
Was it necessary?
It was not necessary for him.
Was it necessary?
That was going to the net, and just denied that the young Paul Kubasi.
You should have just ignored that, because it might just be rolled off.
Let's say it's the close call for Rafinha, and I just hope it won't be the reason why this goal will be chalked off. We saw him in that game.
I think it will be removed, because look at his leg. It was by the time to draw the lines. It's like somebody that they want to fry now, putting palm oil on his own body.
You should just let it go.
Allow that's going. There was
should be punished for that.
Point putting a leg on that.
I just hope it's a go though.
I remember him after the game against Real Betis. After that draw, him just going a wire after the game. Really annoyed about the scoreline, about Real Betis equalizing.
Why will he be looking for individual prowess in that place?
At this point in time, you just let
the ball was going in. Nobody was attacking the ball. All he needed to do was
again stands. That goal stands for Barcelona, and that is the confirmation.
The goal stands.
Yes, stands. The goal for Barcelona. A goal for Rafinha. So it's Rafinha who has Visca. The well-deserved goal for Barcelona there.
Yeah.
I'm turned all the attacking players into a goal in this encounter. That is what really matters in a game of football. Yeah. When you attack, you take the pressure to your opponent and you turn it into a goal, pull the ball into the back of the net. Yeah. That is what really matters, and that is the way to do it. That is the way to confirm why you are actually topping the Spanish La Liga.
Yeah.
And yes, straight into we're straight
Karim is going to get the card for
28 minutes of this encounter, and it's still Barcelona leading 1-0 against Borussia Dortmund in this encounter. It looks like we might be having the first yellow card in this encounter. Even Karim, yes, that is a confirmation. Karim Adeyemi has been booked with a yellow card in this encounter. He needs to be careful. He shouldn't let the pressure get into him in the early stages.
The tackle was absolutely unnecessary. The ball was already lost, and he just went for his leg and stepped on it. Absolutely unnecessary.
Absolutely.
But probably was trying to kill and end an attack from Barcelona.
You can say that again. You can see that corner kick from Barcelona. That was a close goal. So close goal because his knee might have just put him.
Okay. There was a gentleman ahead that kept him on.
Who kept him on. But I think Hansi Flick needs to be reading that riot act to him. You don't put your your own personal interest over.
I think he's on 11 goals in the Champions League now. I think he's
the top scorer. Him and Gracie the top scorers.
Probably that's why he's chasing
UEFA Champions League. But that is team chasing personal glories over.
I think
that would have been cost. That would have been a costing one.
The team.
But that doesn't really matter. It's a confirmation. Barcelona leads 1-0 right there in the 29th minute of this interesting tie against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund have been relatively quiet in this encounter. They need to come out in live in this one. Atson with the ball there comes forward. Sends it straight onto the part of Karim Adeyemi, but that will be getting straight into the German international. And still the Germans who are coming out right now looking to get an immediate response against Barcelona, who will turn the fence into attack right now. A counter attack for Barcelona.
What kind of pass was that now?
For the Barcelona
young weak foot,
and that is going to be going straight into the hands of
that was a terrible pass from
the goalkeeper who has been beaten once.
Very terrible pass
by Barcelona.
If you actually ask me, I think this match should end with a margin of about 4 or 5.
4 or 5 years. That's
to be safe.
Be dead in first leg.
You can kill it here. 5-0.
The second leg we use the likes of Pablo Torre. Just let them have some beautiful moment also.
You can hear that from the Barcelona fans in the studio. It should be ending about 3 to 4 goals for Barcelona.
No, 4-5. Please.
Over 4.5
Don't underrate it.
Over 4.5 goals. We'll be here.
We are coming with full force this season. This year makes it 10 years we won it last, so we want to do that again.
Yeah, it's been so long.
Okay, let's see.
Where the Arsenal fans? Oh, sorry. Did I say so long? I apologize.
They've never seen the Champions League. They don't know what it looks like for 130 years.
Wow.
Here's Borussia Dortmund attacking against Barcelona. Karim Adeyemi on the ball there. But is that going to be a corner kick?
No. I think Kounde saw it. It's a goal kick.
It's a goal kick. Yes, a goal kick to Barcelona. Karim Adeyemi hasn't really been full of life in this game. I think Kounde has done a good work on him.
Yeah, when you look at Kounde, I think he has. One thing about this guy is I just don't know what the way Kounde is really built, the way his physicality, his body is. I think he has not missed a game in over a year right now. He has played every match, every week in, week out. He has been on the field of play. So I think what's his name again?
He's having from Barcelona. What really changed about Rafinha last season? You guys were almost selling him.
Some transfer window coming into this
victory over Real Madrid yesterday. 3-0 it ended in the UEFA Champions League. So one leg into the semi-finals of the UEFA. It's over. I still feel Real Madrid can still do a comeback and defeat Arsenal 6-0 in the second leg. And here's Barcelona coming.
Because I think Barcelona has been doing everything so well, and they've been able to cage Borussia Dortmund, everything. So good one for FC Barcelona. Probably before the end of the first 45 minutes, they can get one more goal to the halftime break. And
the architect of the first goal with the ball for Barcelona there, and all road leads to the wing there, where it all ends in the I'm taking the ball across the field of play there, asking Borussia Dortmund to come out. Taking the ball across the field of play there, asking Borussia Dortmund to come out, and Borussia Dortmund back in play. Still Barcelona in possession. Pedri, if I'm not mistaken, on the ball there, just to go back into the middle of the park. Barcelona comes out to attack. Pedri with the ball, just to go out wide and finds Bade there. And yes, Barcelona with the ball attacking again in the first half, but Borussia Dortmund seems contented losing 1-0 at the end of the first half. We're straight into the 43rd minute of this game. 2 more minutes to go. Like I said, Barcelona still holding on to the ball, having and enjoying the better game between these two sides in this encounter. But our favor is goal from Borussia Dortmund in this one. I really want to see Borussia Dortmund get one goal against this Barcelona side in this game.
God forbid.
I can hear that from the Barcelona fans in the studio there. And it's still 1-0 Barcelona leading that one. Barcelona still attacking straight into the part of Lamine Yamal. Finds himself in the box, tries to place it into the part of his teammates. Still Barcelona. Yeah, might just be a chance for it. Comfortably for Borussia Dortmund. And he'll be sending it out. That was a weak shot there for
the goal. Even if that had gone in, Lamine Yamal, Femi Lopez. Of course, we know he's not very strong with the left foot, but he still decided, because if you don't shoot, there's no chance of you scoring anyway. And of course, you have to take the shots. Somebody has to bail the cat.
But look at yes, Barcelona still dominating play. Look at ball possession system, but the total shot in this game is not.
That's not going to be a walk in the park if when they get. That's not going to be a walk in the park if when they get through. If they get through Aston Villa, they're going to face Arsenal. And the good thing about the Arsenal team is they play together as a team. Yes, they don't have superstars. They know. Okay, so like somebody said in one of the video clips I saw, pass the ball, pass the ball. You are not Messi. There's no Messi in this team.
Well, that is
Kai Walker telling
João Felix.
You know, so there's no Messi here. So they know they don't have a Messi. They don't have a Cristiano. They don't have a super winner.
And they don't have the Lamine Yamal of these days.
They don't have a Lamine Yamal who can win games for them. So we're all playing this and we're all in it. So everybody, front and back, go forward, come backward. You saw what Saka did yesterday. Saka created the 2 chances for the free kicks. He actually maneuvered them until they found him at that spot. And fortunately enough, Rice rose up to the occasion. Made jollof, made fried rice. He didn't put chicken on it for them. And Madrid ate it. They were all satisfied. And we're still talking about that till tomorrow. And it was just those 2 goals that actually broke the back of Madrid there that allowed another third goal to come in.
I think
and they could have scored a lot more if not for the prowess of Thibaut Courtois. Courtois was all over the place, like he had 6 long or 7 hands, like he was Octoman or something, like you know. So, but Arsenal is still in the game. And they're going to surprise us in Madrid. They might play a draw in Madrid, or they might lose by a goal margin.
I even see them getting a goal.
Yes,
so
I think
might lose by a goal margin in Madrid.
In Madrid. Okay, let's talk about these 2 matches tonight. The one between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, which is currently at halftime, and also PSG against Aston Villa. Barcelona in the first half dominated play, but struggled in front of goal. Rafinha was kept or has been quiet in this whole. I said Rafinha, sorry, Lewandowski has been quiet in the first 45 minutes of this encounter. Well, what do you think is the problem for Lewandowski in this game?
I think it's just a matter of time before he really gets into the game. You just need to look at those chances. He had about 1 or 2 chances, which I think he should have converted at least one. But I think Lewandowski is just trying to, hold up to his body. It's the first 45 minutes, there's still a second 45 minutes. You don't want to get exhausted at the first 45 minutes. Probably when we come into the second half, you can see Lewandowski show more in this game, go head to head with the Borussia Dortmund defense.
Okay, the Doc, do you see Lewandowski still getting a goal in this game, though he has been quiet?
Lewandowski actually doesn't show up until he scores. He's a rather quiet player until you see him put the ball behind the net. Just a body tip, anywhere, anything, just get in the net and then you see Lewandowski celebrated. But on a good day, he's not somebody that joins the play. He stands alone in front. Even his hold-up play is not often because Barca plays together. They play pressure football. Attack, mass defense. So Lewandowski is usually quiet. This is what he does until we see him put one in. He took a nice shot at the first 5 or 7 minutes that was saved by the goalkeeper. Kobel was magnificent. There was a beautiful shot he took, and then he saved it. And he tried other shots, but didn't go in. But it's just a matter of time for him. For a striker, you can keep Benzema on the field for 80 minutes, and you might not see any goal until 81, 88, 93, and then you see a hat-trick. So that's it with strikers.
I guess still talking about Barcelona. If there's a combo I've really been impressed with, it has to be the defensive marshalling of Iago Martinez and Pau Kubasi. They both combined together for that Barcelona goal, which was stolen by Rafinha. What has really worked for these 2 defensive pair of Iago Martinez, who I think is 35 years old, and the 17 years old Pau Kubasi, the understanding how they've gelled together in this Barcelona side looks like it's going to make it hard for Araujo to get back into the starting 11.
Well, with all due respect to Araujo, I think on his day Araujo is also a good player, and I feel a fit Araujo, he really offers one thing. I think why I think Araujo Inigo Martinez might probably not really work out is when you look at Kubasi, he looks more reserved in terms of and composed compared to Inigo Martinez and Araujo. These are players that they really want to be up. They want aggressive. Yes. So I think that's why both players it has been left out that both players really have to compete for who will start. Kubasi looks like the favorite. He looks like the prince in that defensive line setup. He's just like a short starter, week in, week out. So I think probably when you look at Inigo Martinez, age 35, I think Araujo come next season might just this season he was injured and he had issues when he was like he wants to leave and everything. So now that all that is left out is already in the past. I think come next season, looking at Inigo Martinez age wise and the matches, the way games are coming in and out right now, I think Araujo is probably going to have a much game time next season. Because I think if fit Araujo next season, it just has to be rotated.
So who's going straight to the bench?
I think Kubasi is a short starter. Then the competition is within Inigo Martinez and what's his name? Araujo.
You know, the major challenge here is Araujo and Kubasi plays from the same side.
Yeah.
Both of them play from the right of the central defense. And right.
Ooh, what a goal. That's
Kubasi, the right is it
the
for
clips
him.
of it go again.
Okay, as you can hear that about Kubasi and Diego Martinez. We have to talk about the Borussia Dortmund. Two shiny lights in the starting 11 for Borussia Dortmund. Has to be the goalkeeper Kobel and Kani Chukwuemeka. These two players have shown the brightest for Borussia Dortmund in this first half.
Well, Chukwuemeka, a good one for him. At least he's finally having those minutes he wants at Chelsea when he came from, I think, Aston Villa also.
Yeah.
So I think good one for him. We everyone can get to see what he really has to offer right now. I'm playing up against Barcelona. This is one of those matches whereby you want to give your 100 and over 100% if there is any more to offer. And I think he has really made a good account for himself. He has shown, I think, let me say, the more in the when you look at the Borussia Dortmund midfield pack, I think good game he's having so far.
Okay, yeah, that's good games. Chukwuemeka is having so far for Borussia Dortmund. We are waiting for the restart of the second half in this account. I see the next 4 to 5 minutes if Barcelona can hang on and get more goals against Borussia Dortmund. I'm very sure one man who would really love to get a goal against his former side has to be Robert Lewandowski in this encounter. We go straight to the Barcelona bench and see the players as a flick as on the bench. We have the goalkeeper Inaki Pena. There's also Diego Cocha and Ronald Araujo. Andres Christensen is back. Eric Garcia is also on the bench. Gerard Martin, Hector Fort, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Paul Victor, Ferran Torres, and Ansu Fati. While Barcelona has a list of players out injured. Mark Testegen is out, Mark Benal is out, Mark Casedo is out, and Danny Olmo also out injured for Barcelona. But looking at the guys on the bench, do you think there's any need for the manager to go as quick as possible to the bench to make a substitution? And if he's going to make a substitution, what do you think can come from the bench to add more agility and more vibe to this Barcelona side?
Okay, so as it's sitting right now, the team is stable. Brother Holding 4, what's our name now? The captain,
Frankie
de Jong is doing very well there. He's controlling the defense and the midfield pretty well. And then you have Pedri running his business properly. Of course, we know Pedri might not be given the time to play 90 minutes. He's likely going to be relieved of that job, and Gavi may be brought in for him. But Ferran Torres will come in at the 65th mark there about, possibly benching Gomez. Well, Gomez might have to leave for Ferran Torres to come in, and then Pedri moves inside, Torres increase the strength because the goals are necessary. They need the margin. So you can't take out Lewandowski for Ferran Torres unless Barca has a 3 or 4 goal margin in this kind of game. So there's no need to run to the bench quickly. Everybody is doing their jobs pretty well. The defense is marking well, and Araujo might need to watch also for a long time. But when Barca takes a 2 or 3 margin, Araujo will likely come in for either Paul Kubasi, very likely Kubasi. Araujo will come in for him, and then Gavi will step in to stabilize the midfield and fight for more balls for control, but not until then.
Okay, like what we have to talk about one man. I don't really know what's happened to him. It has to be Inaki Pena, because at the start when Testegen got injured, we all thought Inaki Pena was actually doing good for Barcelona, and when Barcelona got the aging of Szczesny had to come out of retirement to join Barcelona, we thought Szczesny was coming in as a second choice goalkeeper for Barcelona, but Fortunately for him, he has really shown promising signs, and he's now the first choice goalkeeper for Barcelona. And Inaki Pena back to the bench.
Well, I think Inaki Pena, when he was given the chance, he proved himself. He's a good goalkeeper on his own day. But I think when it comes down to both players, Inaki Pena is a homegrown boy. He knows how everything works out in Barcelona. But I just think one thing Szczęsny has really had ahead of him has to be his leadership qualities. Szczęsny really knows how to hold that defense, talk to those backline, communicate to him. He looks not unlike having Inaki Pena, who feels like maybe probably there is someone ahead of me in this backline. But for Szczęsny, it feels like he can, call these guys, drop one or two advices to them, and that has really helped Szczęsny also. You will see Barcelona have kept more clean sheet with Szczęsny than Inaki Pena doing his own time there. So I think the leadership aspect, the quality of what was his name? Szczęsny again has really given him that edge over Inaki Pena.
Okay, aside the leadership part, Szczęsny is more effective than Pena. Pena did well, but there were some goals he considered that should not have been considered. By the time Szczęsny came in, a lot of those holes were blocked. Szczęsny has lost one goal with Barca. He has played 18 matches with Barca. He hasn't lost one. The worst he had played had been draws. And the goalkeeper on his own, you saw what happened in our last against Benfica. With him, everybody around him, against Real Madrid, everybody worshipping Szczęsny. And that's how he is. He's a lot more effective than a Pena. Pena is not, quote and unquote, is not, due respect to him, but he's not a top class goalkeeper.
Okay, so the start of the second half in that one between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, and also the start of second half in that game between PSG and Aston Villa. Before we go straight deep into commentaries of the dog, what is your expectation in the second half game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund?
4-0 from Barca, and I see Dortmund making a lot more attempts at goal. Of course, if Barca should sleep at the defense, they will take their chances. Karim Adeyemi is there. Guzare is there. Karim is off.
Yeah, he's off for Bilia. So I think they want to go with two-man attack because Bilia is a striker and having Serge Guirassy.
So they're going 4-4-2.
Yeah, it seems they're going.
They want to see if they can salvage one goal, but that will expose them in the midfield, and Barca with an open midfield can run better. Rafinha will be able to run more freely, and let's hope Fermin Lopez can release the ball in time and be able to locate those spaces that they will leave behind, because what it means is they've taken out a midfielder is also good for an attacking side like Barca. But the challenge with that is they have more bodies in Barca's penalty area, which is more dangerous for Barca. That was a close one.
Again, the start of the second half is Borussia Dortmund, who are saying right wing now because he has moved on to the wing where Karim Adeyemi was withdrawn from, which is actually the right wing for the left attack wing for Borussia. In that means they're back into the hands of Kobe with a long one there, tries to play in Guirassy got hold of that and switches play there. Still Borussia Dortmund, but lost possession when it matters most. And Barcelona will attack. Lamine Yamal with the ball there. Beautiful piece of skill from the young Spanish international. And it's easy cross into the box. Touch through the second goal. High on it. And that is straight into the back of the net. And that is the second goal for Barcelona.
I thought Lewandowski lost that.
How did he lose that? That was actually a good assist from Lewandowski. And that is the second goal for Barcelona. A good assist from Lewandowski or Rafinha. Sorry, it was Rafinha with the first header. And Lewandowski with the
this is what we need. Get that second goal, then think of the third.
What a way to start the second half. And this is typical Barcelona.
And you know, this is the part where I get to say, I told you so. You never get to see Levan until he puts it behind the lines.
But we all thought that was outside the box there.
Yeah.
We all thought he headed it out.
Yeah, well, that's the way it looked. It was a parallax
what
issue.
A man he is. What a striker. The 36 years old Polish striker Lewandowski to actually get
to keep it in the post.
Into the post there.
He could have actually gone out.
I think Rafinha actually went for the assist and not the goal with the ball. Beautiful goal there from
Takas combining there.
Yes, that's the way it starts in the second half. Barcelona looks to be attacking right now. Is that the effect of withdrawing Karim Adeyemi?
Maybe not. I think 2 minutes into the second 45 minutes, Borussia Dortmund, after the chance they had, both teams were just trying to still settle down into the game, and Barcelona really made use of their own chance. We saw Gittins, or what they call again, their own chance. We saw Gittins, or what's they called again, having a chance earlier on, and good one. Probably Borussia Dortmund with earlier on, and good one. Probably Borussia Dortmund with right now. We just try and let's just try and reduce the goal margin, but I don't see that happening because Barcelona will want to get the third and the fourth. And probably the way the dog said, we might just see 5 goals.
No, I'm actually,
Yeah, that's the bracket right for Barcelona already. Straight into the 50th minute, 5 minutes gone in the second half. Is Barcelona with their second goal, and who else than the man topping the goal scoring chart in La Liga? Robert Lewandowski, aging like a fine wine at the age of 36 and getting more goals for FC Barcelona. And talking about PSG, they've overturned that goal in that game. It's now 2-1, and they've overturned the lead on Aston Villa's head right now. And PSG getting the second goal. Who else than that man, the former prince of Napoli, Kvaratskhelia, getting the second goal in the 49th minute. And talking about these two sides, they have one thing in common. That is Barcelona and PSG. Early goals in the second half.
Yeah, they're high scoring sides. Both of them are attacking sides. They're attacking sides, and they have strikers. They have people who can actually put the ball. They have eyes for goal. Lewandowski is sitting on the floor. It's unusual.
Oh, that was acting, getting onto the other side of his
calf.
Calf there.
He actually hit his calf. Yeah. And that's a really soft tissue.
Look at that beautiful season header there from Rafinha to assist all
very close to the goalpost.
Very close. That would have been him almost losing that ball.
Old man Flicks jumping up and down.
Very game of football we're currently having between Barcelona. Just fast turning into a one-sided affair between these two sides.
No, it has to be one-sided affair here on this ground.
This can go to Signal Iduna Park.
We're on Catalan ground.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, nothing is happening.
They can actually brag about that. And yes, well, Borussia Dortmund back in possession. Kobel with the ball there, still holds onto it and sends a long one. Tries to play in Greetings. With Greetings be getting out of that. No, that is well. The touch was just too much there for the young England international to get onto. And it's going to be a throw-in to Barcelona. I think Chelsea should be looking at Kobel if they need a goalkeeper.
David Inakipena will be available.
I'm talking about Chelsea.
Inakipena. Being 30-40 million.
Okay.
We can do business with you guys. Wow, Femi Lopez.
Femi Lopez on the ball, tries to play one in, and that was the Barcelona striker there who was brought down. Lewandowski was brought down and pulled down there by the Borussia Dortmund midfielder Micha there, and it's going to be a free kick to Barcelona. Sorry, in the 52nd minute of this encounter. Borussia Dortmund needs immediate response in this encounter, but where is the response going to come from in this encounter? Because they've looked so quiet in this game. And it's still Barcelona in possession of the ball. Lost possession, where the referee says there was an infringement against Rafinha there. So it's going to be a free kick to Barcelona, and it's Borussia Dortmund who gave out that free kick in a dangerous position. But Barcelona takes a short one there, and it's just going on the ball there. Alejandro Balde, if I'm not mistaken. No, is that Balde?
Lamine
Yamal, sorry, on the ball there for Barcelona as they look to attack right now against Borussia Dortmund. Lamine Yamal back in possession. Everything beautiful for Barcelona. Starts with that young 17 years old in this encounter. Borussia Dortmund breaking out. They've had their own fair chance in this encounter, but they were unable to make good use of it or utilize it in the early stages of this game. Barcelona in possession, controlling the game at their own will right now.
Borussia Dortmund midfield looks dead right now, just like the dog said earlier after they took off from what his name, Karim Adeyemi. I think that has really exposed them. Yeah, it has really opened the midfield a lot, and we are seeing more of Pedri and Frenkie de Jong enjoying more freedom right now.
Yeah, because you can't take out a body. Adeyemi has been attacking. He has been marking. He's been attacking. He's been doing a good work in the midfield. He even considered a yellow card, while doing the marking job. And the person brought in for him is not going to do that job. He's going to try to sit in front and lean.
Milla is more of a striker.
Yeah, he's going to lean on the defenders. So instead of running in the midfield, the one body is off the midfield. And it's going to be difficult for you when you have a Barca with everybody being a midfielder. Everybody here plays like a midfielder.
I guess Barcelona back in possession of the ball. When they get hold of the ball, the way they retain the ball, the way they get back the ball after losing possession, like their recovery rate is actually top notch. You have to give it to the young Barcelona side, being led by the experienced Robert Lewandowski up front, and in the midfield they have the experience of Frank de Jong, and in defense they have the experience Iago Martinez, and in goal post they have the experience of Chesney. In every department there is this experienced player who can dish out instruction and soak that pressure and bring out the experience in play for Barcelona. It's a fine mixed up team by the manager Arsene Flick. Wow. Yes, Barcelona breaking out again against Borussia Dortmund. Returns it back into the hands of the midfield.
How is this
holding on to the ball there? And what will they make out of that? Sends it pass straight into the Borussia Dortmund half there, but easily brought out there. It's going to be a free kick, and I think this man there, Kim Misha, has to be very much careful not to get himself a yellow card in the early stages of the second half. Barcelona back in possession, looks to attack right now, and he'll be a willing runner there. Yeah, he's Balde with the ball there, cuts inward with the ball, tries to place one into the parts of the onrushing Rafinha there, but that will be getting Borussia Dortmund attacking there. Beautiful piece of skill there from Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona will break out on the counter now. Femi Lopez finds Lamine Yamal. Here's a chance for Barcelona with this great chance for a second goal. Femi Lopez drives it straight into the part of his team.
And it's good.
Lewandowski, Yamin Loma, Lina Lopez, Pedri.
Beautiful football. Beautiful football. Well, when you watch Barcelona,
I wish you guys were playing against Chelsea.
Oh my! You won't want to watch that.
This Chelsea or
you won't want to watch
Chelsea.
that.
We love playing against high-line teams.
Wow.
Teams who play high-line.
Okay, who is going to go and score? Is it Jackson?
I don't know.
Nicholas Jackson's.
Who will be the highlight to go and score?
And also again, look at Lamine Yamal. Once
I will give Jackson. I will give Jackson like 5 chances for free.
And Jackson look at the way Lamine Yamal picked out that pass back to Femi Lopez. This guy is too good to be 17.
You know what you guys won't get from Arsenal if you guys happen to play against Arsenal in the final?
We will get everything.
You won't see it against Arsenal.
We will.
One thing Arsenal are always, where they don't really go out.
I hope we win. I hope
everybody.
we win.
I want to see that game between Barcelona.
I want that Champions League final against them.
It was a semi-final tie, but the way it is, it might not put this season. I don't see Arsenal making it to the final of the Champions League.
But you see Barcelona. Do Barcelona look like they can?
Inter Milan PSG.
Well, Inter is my only biggest fear, though. When you look at them,
and another substitution. Sorry, we've seen Chukwuemeka and Macha be withdrawn by the manager. In this encounter, so he has thrown into players to get this equalizer for Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona. Anything can happen in a game of football. You can't say it's over until it's over. We've actually seen
they can. Yes, it's possible.
They can stage a comeback against Barcelona.
Yes, it's possible.
Anything can happen in a game of football.
With 23 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time to go.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Barcelona did it against Atletico Madrid also.
Barely 22 more minutes to be played in this encounter. Barcelona currently leading 3-0 against Borussia Dortmund. It looks like it's all done and dusted for Barcelona, and it's looking like the stage is clear for them to be making their trip to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League 2024-2025 season. Borussia Dortmund will break out here again. Greetings of trying to beat Jules Koundé. Got hold of the ball, still holds on to it as of Jules Koundé to beat, and his Greetings with the ball there, cut inward with the ball, but being forced to go out wide, and a pass to his teammate, and still Borussia Dortmund looking for the first of their consolation goals in this encounter, and easily beaten by the ball there. Lamine Yamal will be moving on the run for Barcelona, but it was brought down there, and that should be a free kick out to Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think is that a free kick offside call?
Well, let's see.
Okay, still 2-1 in that one between Borussia Dortmund and still 2-1 in that one between PSG and Aston Villa in that air counter. And also the substitution, Chukwuemeka was replaced by Reina, while Mencha was replaced by Oscar in that game for Borussia Dortmund. They are still staging a comeback, saying it's not done until it's not over until it's not done until it's over. Sorry. And here's Barcelona breaking out, looking for the fourth goal, but switches position, finds it straight into the path of Rafinha. Rafinha with the ball there, beats one, beats two, still onto the ball, but that was easily defended there by the Borussia Dortmund player. Still Barcelona enjoying the game in the middle of the park, taking Borussia Dortmund to the cleanser one after the other in this encounter. Borussia Dortmund retains possession and looks to attack against Barcelona now. Here might just be a chance for one of their consolation goal in this game. Browns with the ball there, sends the low cross into the box. easily defended there by the Barcelona player, and it's going to roll out to a corner kick for Borussia Dortmund.
I think Fermin Lopez should be drawn out ASAP.
Yeah, for Gavi. I think we've seen
Should be
Gavi.
taken out ASAP.
But I feel Rafinha also.
We also need Ferran Torres on the field.
Rafinha should also be off. He's not really into this game like that.
Yeah, but Rafinha has performed some magic.
Yeah, away from those his assists and the goal, I've not really seen the Rafinha we've always seen. Those ones and everything has not really.
But is Rafinha one player you can actually replace in a game of football?
No, this game looks dead already. 3 goes to
Because
the
Rafinha
Barcelona already win this game.
it's not in the game per se, apart from those obvious moves.
Here's a corner kick to Borussia Dortmund, and there's a counter. Who are still looking for one goal back in this one, I guess.
And Emre Can is
Barcelona.
down.
Looks like Emre Can is currently down there, and he'll be needing treatment. I think he went crashing straight into the Barcelona player in the box. And that is good. Let's say he will be able to continue
He's
on
up
this
already.
second. I think he should be able to continue. That wasn't really a big challenge on the German international from that Barcelona player. And looking at that game between Borussia Dortmund, between Aston Villa and PSG. 70th minute of that encounter, PSG still leading 2-1 in that game. And it looks like PSG actually struggling for goal. There's a need to get a top striker for PSG.
Well, they have some strikers there. They let Icardi go. They let Mbappe go.
Even Colomani.
Oh, Colomani is still there now.
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not. I think they are left with only Ramos.
What's it called? He's on loan with Juventus.
Yeah, I think they are left with only Ramos
Yes,
right
with Ramos.
Ramos, they might need Osimhen.
I'm actually of that opinion that Osimhen might end up at
Yeah,
PSG.
Yeah, you might, because they'll pay well.
Mhm.
If the coach wants him, why not? It depends on Luis Enrique.
And he actually fits into this PSG
He will,
squad.
he should.
So I think the
Osimhen
problem might
is
just be how much wingers they have, how overloaded they are with the wingers.
They'll have to
at
let
PSG.
some of those
There's the
wingers
way-
go.
there's the way- there's,
Bakola or Doe, one
there's
would have to leave.
Bakola, there's Kvaratskhelia, there's Dembele. I think they have overloaded numbers of quality wingers in this squad.
Yeah.
And come end of the season, one of the way and
Bakola.
Bakola
Yeah.
needs to leave PSG because there's no way one is going to bench Kvaratskhelia on his day. And Dembele without being injured, this season has really been magnificent for Dembele.
Yeah.
You know, he has been able to overcome his injuries, worries, and his loss of form. Well, he looks like the man who is leading the line for PSG this season, and he's leading them to good numbers.
Yeah. Because he has actually
This has to be his best season goal.
Yeah,
wise,
this is best
he has
season.
done better than Mbappe leading them. Honestly, they won the league 11 matches to the end or so, about 9 or 10 matches to the end. They've already won the league.
Yeah,
And,
they're champions.
they've not lost one match.
They won 23 and drew 5.
And drew 5.
Wow.
So, with Dembele leading them in the attack, and that's a great one. But I give a lot of credit to Vascala that just came in to join the team, as well
How
as
do you call him?
Vascala.
Okay, Kvaratskhelia.
Oh, there's Quara there.
Yes, Kvaratskhelia.
I wanted to save him from the luring thing. I said, let's just remove the Kwa and leave it at Braskelia. Anyway.
Guarassi is on the yellow card
For
right now.
Guarassi there.
Sorry.
Yellow card.
Okay, so I think they need a very good striker, and they have to let go of one of them. Etikete was there 2 seasons ago.
Mhm.
I think he's in the German
Yeah,
league.
he's in
right?
German league right now.
He had to leave too because there were too many of them in that space. So Bakola might need to go because Bakola, for me, is a very good player.
Yeah.
And
But
Femi Lopez is off.
yeah, Femi
And
Lopez
that
has
is
to
the
go.
substitution for Barcelona in the 7th or 4th minute. Femi Lopez been replaced to a standing
I have to give him a
ovation
good
from
credit too.
the Barcelona
Made an
fans.
assist.
That was the assist for the Barcelona third goal from Robert Lewandowski. He does a pass and snitch there from the Barcelona striker for
So you
his
see,
second goal.
Lewandowski has 2 goals already in this
Yeah.
game. That's what strikers do.
From looking quiet.
They're
to
very quiet.
getting,
They'll be very
2
quiet
goals.
all through, and then the ball just comes in and they just tap it in. That's what hatchet men do.
And we also have to talk about Barcelona's squad depth. You can see just replacing Femi Lopez with Gavi in the second half. The squad depth is actually healthy for Barcelona.
Yeah, and I think Hansi Flick has one thing he has done well again is how he has been able to keep these guys down. His back home, his coaching has been top notch. There've not been any leakage of maybe beef or anything within these players. He has maintained them so well. Let me say for this season, he has really maintained this squad so well.
I'm talking about maintaining the score. I remember a game whereby Gavi was almost being brought on.
And he said he should bring in Pablo Torre.
That he should give that slot to Pablo Torre, which is actually, really shows the unity and love between these Barcelona younger players. The future is really bright for them. I just hope one of these days they'll be able to face off against Chelsea, probably next year in the UEFA Champions League. Because we'll be back.
Is Chelsea coming to the Champions League?
We'll come back.
Okay, let's see.
We are coming back. The Champions League misses us. Yes, Borussia Dortmund looking to attack against Barcelona. It's the 76th minute, barely 14 more minutes to go in this game. 14 more minutes for Borussia Dortmund to get 3 goals against the stubborn Barcelona side.
Barcelona will not want to concede even a goal.
Offside call against Borussia Dortmund, and it's going to be a free kick to Barcelona. Even the manager of Borussia Dortmund looks lost on the bench.
He's watching a video, home video.
That's actually an offside. He was in offside position.
He's watching Hollywood. Say, guy, let's just finish this Netflix series. I beg. Leave these boys.
Okay, right there is the 76th minute. We're approaching the 77th minute of that game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona leading comfortably at home.
Okay,
3-0.
so Lewandowski scoring the next goal, followed by Lamine Yamal.
Wow. So you want 5-0?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, it still looks possible.
Fine.
It's not. I don't think it's possible.
But I think we can still get one more.
Yeah, one more goal is achievable.
No, 2. 5-0. 5-0.
And if we get 5-0, we should just rest all these boys next second leg.
We can't rest all of them. We'll rotate players.
They're going to come back at their own.
No way. 5 goals margin.
Aside from trying to score or win, they also need game time too. They need to be fresh. They need the number of games in Champions League. Lewandowski wants to catch up record of Messi.
We don't want to lose anybody this season because we have a final coming up on the 26th.
It doesn't matter if we've done it and dusted it here. It's better to just maintain it and win it.
Yes, Barcelona
just leave
breaking
your
out.
chances
Yes, Rafinha.
Why?
Switches play. Yeah, but just bring Charles for the fourth goal. And Charles the fourth goal for Barcelona.
Lamine Yamal.
Supposed to be
for Barcelona right now.
Oh my goodness! This is football.
Sorry about that.
This is so sorry. And this is signal.
Lamine Yamal. Visca Barça.
Beautiful football.
Visca Barça.
Beautiful
Lamine
football.
Yamal.
303. That's I think the postal code of
This is Pedri.
of his
Where's Lamine Yamal?
303.
303.
That's his
Thank you.
postal number
This
of the
Lewandowski.
city, the zip code of the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to 4. So we're waiting for Lewandowski's final.
Are they checking the goal?
Let
them check. They should check. We need them to check.
How do you lose that ball there? I think that player there.
Absolutely
racing
onside. Actually, he couldn't catch the ball. The ball was.
See this goal from Wafi, from Lamine Yamal.
He controlled it with the same leg and tapped immediately.
Oh my goodness!
Very quickly.
He left the goalkeeper with.
He stopped it with the left and tapped immediately.
This guy is too good to be 17.
There was nothing the goalkeeper could.
Nothing. Look at the angle. Look at the angle.
He was rooted.
Wow.
Look at the angle now. See the angle.
Wow. Football is in savings.
Which keeper?
Wow, and you can see my body enjoying the moment there. wow.
And we're also enjoying the moment from here. You know the code. Where's the code now? Show
let's
me
just
here.
get one more and let's seal it. 5 goals. That's good. Yeah, the goal stands.
Yes, that's another substitution for Borussia Dortmund. And they're sending the players who are going to get those goals. Gerson being replaced by Duran Weil and Sule also been thrown into this account. I've been long I saw Sule play a game of football.
Wow.
Yeah, the former Germany defender. Barcelona currently leads 4-0 right there in the 79th minute of this encounter. We let on this game into a 5-star performance with one more goal in this game. There's still a lot of time to go in this encounter.
Yeah. I think the Doc with the Doc prediction, he came. He was.
You need to start calling me Doc Ock now.
The
Octopus.
Okay, the octopus in the studio. He was looking for Rafinha and Lamine Yamal to get the 4th and 5th. So
no. Lamine Yamal and
Lewandowski. So now Lamine Yamal, then Lewandowski one more to complete.
Final, yeah, and that's it.
Wow.
For today.
Good prediction. Good prediction.
For Barcelona as Borussia Dortmund looks to break out. How to get their own goal in this encounter. It's still 2-1 in the other game between PSG and Aston Villa. That game is now in the 78th minute, approaching the 79th minute. But this one between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, which is our focal game, is already in the 80th minute. And Barcelona making trio substitution again. For Christ's sake, why?
And look at the quality of players coming in. Eric Garcia, what's his name again? Ferran Torres, Araujo. You just need to look at this squad.
You need to take out Paul Kubasi, take out Lamine Yamal or Rafinha.
And probably might be taking off Lewandowski like that.
Lewandowski.
Well, I prefer he give Lamine Yamal. Yes, if you take off Lamine Yamal for
Araujo is coming.
and Pedri is out.
Pedri will go for
also
for Eric Garcia.
Ferran Torres also been thrown into this account. What a game of football this young Pedri has had. A magnificent player.
Pedri Gonzalez.
Fantastic midfielder on his own day. Talking about
Junior
Pedri.
Ballon d'Or winner. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Okay, as I
And I think Inigo Martinez is off.
in the 80th minute of this encounter. Beautiful football from Barcelona. But I think you guys are actually playing against a team not really good.
Yeah, we agree.
Not really good.
Just keep giving us not really good teams. Keep giving us not really good teams. Let's win the Champions League.
We did it. We defeated Madrid 4-0, 4-1. It was a fluke. We caught Bayern Munich. We defeated them.
Sixth Champions League has to
we
come
need to
in
separate
this
men
year.
from boys at this point in time.
Yes,
So
please.
let's get this one.
Yes, number 6.
It's been a long time we've been waiting.
We're straight into the 81st minute of
Within
that
10 years.
encounter
Yes, so we
between
deserve it.
Barcelona
We take it.
and Borussia Dortmund. 4-0 they currently lead at the 81st minute. Is there any comeback in this one for Borussia Dortmund? I don't think there's a comeback. They'll just need a consolation goal against
Lewandowski is not going to score that goal again.
So
No.
there's no hat-trick for Robert Lewandowski against the side that brought him to prominence football against Borussia Dortmund.
That's for Lewandowski.
Ferran Torres being thrown into this encounter to try and get his own goal in this encounter. It's currently 4-0. Barcelona leads against Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund in possession right now. Acting on the ball there just to get it straight into his teammate. They lost possession and Barcelona will look to break out for their 5th goal. But Arton regains possession for Barcelona there. And it's for Borussia Dortmund right there. Also in the 81st minute of that game between PSG and Aston Villa. PSG is still struggling to get the 3rd goal in that encounter. 2-1 PSG
for
still leading against Aston Villa. Yeah, I can see him asking for a substitution there. Probably there's a maybe he got a knock there and he don't want to actually aggravate that. And it's still 4-0. No comeback in this one. 81st minute approaching 82nd minute in that encounter. He has to be withdrawn.
And we live through the other end.
He's asking to be withdrawn by the manager.
Yeah.
So I think they just need to withdraw him.
It's
as soon as
4-0. I don't
possible,
know
so
why he does
we don't
not
get
take him
injured.
off.
Yes, Borussia Dortmund looking to attack there against Barcelona, looking for consolation goal, and Barcelona saying no, we are not going to give you. We are not doing that promo. Not today. And that should be a corner kick to Borussia Dortmund. Yes, it's a corner kick in the 83rd minute. Barely 7 more minutes to go in this encounter. And the fuck-up man there is Lamine Yamal. Beautiful goal, no doubt, from that young man there. And here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund. That is beautiful save from Szczesny to deny Borussia. Reina, yes, that was Reina with that chance to cut one back for Borussia Dortmund.
Amal is
I think he wants to be withdrawn.
distracted.
Yeah, he's actually distracted. Yes, it's a
no
corner
longer
kick to Borussia Dortmund. I just want them to get a goal against this Barcelona side. Because beautiful touch there. Why is he distracted?
Possibly injured
He's not concentrating on the game.
at all.
I also their 4 goes up, so I don't think it should affect them. But that was a worthy save there from Szczesny to deny Borussia Dortmund one back in that account. Yeah, we're straight into the 83rd minute. Also in that one between PSG and Aston Villa, it still sits 2-1. PSG leading against Aston Villa. Another chance for Borussia Dortmund to cut the deficit, or they have to depend or rely on this corner kick situation in the 84th minute. And that corner kick there for Borussia Dortmund will be a chance for them to finally get 1 goal in this game. They also deserve a goal because Barcelona will only just make you look like
Ansu Fati is finally going to get some minutes.
Yeah, is it into the box there? That should be a goal
That might
kick,
be why Lamine
to
Yamal is
Borussia Dortmund there.
Maybe he wants.
Gets to be a goal kick
Maybe
to
he wants
Borussia
Fati to
Dortmund.
be on.
Yeah, that's very much possible. I think probably
I think-
pick the knock.
I don't think so.
Has Ansu Fati been thrown into this game by Barcelona for the last 5 minutes of this encounter. And you can see the Barcelona players, showing him love and affection there as he's about to go into this encounter. But he has to wait till the next, possibly time for that substitution to be made. A goal kick. You can see Ansu Flick and also Ansu Fati But I think he should have left Barcelona when he had the chance.
Yeah, as Flick told him January when they had that
He should have gone.
that conversation, that guy, you need
Because
to
there's no
leave.
way
You need those
after failing at Brighton. There's no way you're going to slot him back.
The
into that
injury
Barcelona
at
side.
Brighton, the injury did not really leave him. He
No,
was not
aside-
that fit at Brighton.
But he
Also,
failed.
Aside being slotted back in, the coach said you don't have a place here. He has his own players, and he had looked at you, giving you chance in pre-season, and he gave you a lot of chance before the January window. A lot. He had a lot of chance. He put him on the field several times, but he wasn't up to it. So the coach advised him to move. There was nothing else to do rather than move, or you just have to keep eating the bench here.
That's Fati being thrown into that counter, and it looks like it's both Lamine Yamal and Rafinha will be replaced in this encounter. Beautiful touch for that goal.
I was just
Beautiful
praying he
piece,
won't cut that ball
touch.
back.
Lamine Yamal, that was Lamine Yamal's beautiful goal. We are still seeing on our screens there. And it's still 2-1 in that one between PSG and Aston Villa. And we're yet to see more goals in that encounter. Ansu Fati being withdrawn, Lamine Yamal being replaced for a deserved rest in that encounter. So let's see what Ansu Fati will bring in for the remaining 4 minutes of this encounter. What are you expecting from him?
Ansu Fati,
Yeah.
just come in and the game looks there. Just enjoy
Play
the
the
moment.
timeout.
Just
Play the timeout and put it on your record that you play Champions League. That's all.
That's just it.
And to think that the promises were so high when he was coming, when he
The
came
talent
up.
is still
Until
there.
he had
Are you sure the
injuries.
talent is
It's
there?
still there. Even Ansu Flick, the talent is there. I think he has just lost a lot. Maybe mentally he's not just
Mentally.
ready
Mentally
back for
and
football.
physically.
Yes, he's not yet
When you,
ready.
when you have your ACL injury twice, he had to go under the blade twice for the same ACL. It's a lot of loss. Your speed cannot be the same as
Yeah.
before. Your manipulations and your maneuver cannot work like before. So efficiency drops to about 70-75%. You're going to need serious doggedness and lack of players for you to be fielded in that position. Look at Brighton. Look at him in Brighton. They gave him a lot of space in Brighton. At a point in time, he was starting, but he didn't perform. He played so many matches, and throughout the league season, he had only 1 or 2 goals throughout the season. Which team will want to keep that?
There's a chance for Borussia Dortmund to break one in this game. But that wall is so hard to break. They're still finding it difficult to get one back against Barcelona. Barcelona will look to break out on the counter again. With last time we saw them break out on the counter, it actually ended in a goal for them. It's the 7th minute in that one also. Between PSG and Aston Villa. It's still 2-1 in that game. I think Aston Villa can still believe that yes, they can make
Anything's
it through
possible,
to the
yeah.
semi-final.
Of
when
course.
they
Who
get
is
back
at
to
home
the
now?
Villa
PSG
Park.
is at home. Yeah.
PSG are at home right
Wow.
here in the
So anything
first
can
leg. So
happen
they'll
in
be coming back to
England.
Villa Park
Of
for
course.
the return leg. And if it ends them 2-1, there's still everything to be played
Yeah.
for
Of
right
course.
here in England. And
Absolutely.
he's Borussia Dortmund breaking out against Barcelona and looking for their own consolation goal.
No. Barca
in
is
the
looking
encounter.
for number 5 goal. Number 5 now.
Yes, and we're straight into the 89th minute of that encounter. Barely 1 minute into the end of regulation time in this encounter. And here's a chance for Borussia Dortmund with his
He's off,
beat.
he's off,
Sends
he's
it
off.
back, and that should be the goal. And yes, that is the consolation goal.
Off.
Offside. Oh,
There's no goal for
sorry to get that
Dortmund.
goal.
This
That-
thing will end in
Media-
0.
That was
4
Amelia who
or
put that into
5-0.
Bilia, sorry. We'll put that into the back of the net, but the referee says that I think that's not offside.
It's offside.
Look
now.
at the
No,
last
this guy
man,
went
the
for
last
it
man
now.
who
He
on
was
the
going
ground.
for
No,
it.
he didn't touch the ball.
It's
He
offside.
didn't touch the ball.
We have declared it
Let's
as
see.
off.
VR should be having a check on that. VR should be having a check on that. And that was a Rina there. Oh, look at that block there. 2 massive block there from the Barcelona players. Let's see if on that goal is going to be given to Borussia Dortmund. Will there be a lifeline for Borussia Dortmund finally in this one after putting the ball into the back of the net for the first time in the middle of this game? But he stands and it's offside call against Borussia Dortmund. Barcelona returns on a break out from the defense this time around, sends a long one, but that is going to be a throw-in to Barcelona. We're straight into the 90th minute. We should be seeing a throw-in. We should be seeing about 4 minutes additional time, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
at the end of 90 minutes.
Down to 4.
Because we had a VR check, right?
And this should be the 5th. Rafinha, can you? Oh, nobody is there.
I think we had a VR check in this account.
Yes.
There was also the goal by
What's his name
what's it
again?
called? Rafinha's goal for Barcelona. Oh, that was in the first half, right?
Yes, first 45.
No, second.
Which was the first goal?
No,
Rafinha's
Rafinha's goal was first goal.
It happened in the first half.
Yeah, it happened.
So not in the second half. So I don't think we'll be having much minutes to be added because it's 4-0, not a scoreline that at the end of the day they might overturn. Okay, let's go straight into it. We're straight into the 90th minute, barely seconds away from the end of 90 minutes regulation time, whereby we'll be waiting to see how much minutes will be added by the fourth official. And it's 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. There,
Yeah, 3 minutes.
3 minutes being added by the fourth official. That man must be selfish. It seems to have seen enough. And also in the 90th minute of that one between PSG and Aston Villa, it's still PSG leading 2-1 against Aston Villa right there in France, and they'll be looking to probably take this 2-1 lead away when they go straight to the Villa Park next week for the return leg of that encounter. Yes, Barcelona, first minute of 3 minutes being played already, and still Barcelona leading 4-0. Blackwood used to see one more goal for Barcelona within 2 minutes.
Well, anything can happen. Probably if Barcelona gets one more attack, it could lead to a goal. Wow, this dot was left for this Dortmund team.
Urasi.
Off again?
Offside.
I doubt. I don't think it's off.
That looks like offside. Guys, like I said, the Barcelona faithful, they're almost ready for the party after this encounter. We're straight into the second minute of 3 minutes additional time. Just like, yes, it's done and dusted. It's a Sokwe Otulo case already. Both first and second leg looks done and dusted to me.
Yeah.
No. I want the fifth goal. We need the fifth goal. Barca needs to score 5 here and cement it.
Okay, goal kick to Barcelona right there in the second minute of 3 minutes additional time. It's a minimum of 3 minutes or maximum of 3 minutes. So we can go into overtime in this account. Barcelona in possession. Referee says it was an infringement, and it's going to be a free kick to Borussia Dortmund in the second minute of 3 minutes additional time. And you can see the Barcelona players, they don't want Borussia Dortmund to take a quick one on them there. Reina takes it and sends it to Emre Can. Emre Can will come forward with the ball for Borussia Dortmund. Sends it onto the part of his teammate. Finds racing there. Here's Borussia Dortmund breaking out against Barcelona, but just returning it into the middle of the park. We're straight into the third minute of 3 minutes additional time, and it looks like it's a done game already.
Well, I think it's been long Barcelona got to the semi-final of UEFA Champions League. I think the last time should be when we won it. That should be 2015. If I'm not mistaken, it's been long we got to the semi-final. And so the last, if the records are right, the last time we got to the semi-final we won it. So who says we can't this time around?
Absolutely.
So good one for from the boys. They've done everything. They've done well at home, and let's just go to Signal Iduna Park next week and let's just see what can happen. And Ansu Fati, what can he do here?
It's much rusty.
That was almost the chance the Duck was waiting for the fifth goal. Ansu Fati didn't get that. Yes, Barcelona breaking out again, looking for the fifth goal in this one. But the Borussia Dortmund says we are not going to concede any goal in that game. And we have the third goal at the date in that one between PSG and Aston Villa. And it's PSG who has put on the ball into the back of the net for the third time.
That looks like we are PSG in the
semi-final. Nuno
semi-final.
Mendes with the third goal for PSG in that game. And it's full time in that game between Barcelona and the Borussia Dortmund. Ended 4-0 for Barcelona. What a way to win your game in the first leg at home.
Yeah, good one. Beautiful 90 minutes of football from FC Barcelona. We've done so well here, and to me, I feel like we are already in the semi-final. Let's take it now a step at a time. So let's see who will come up, either Bayern or Inter Milan. And I feel this squad looks like they are capable of not just winning the Champions League, but coming out all out with the treble. And the good thing is we are topping the league right now. We have the Copa del Rey on the 26th of this month. So if we get to win the Copa del Rey, we get to win we get to seal the league before Inter Milan. Then that looks like these boys are coming into the final knowing we are not just winning the Champions League, we are creating history. We've done it in 2009 and 2015 where we get to win the treble. And the good thing again about this Hansi Flick, his first season, he might have to even go ahead and break the Pep Guardiola record whereby he won 5 trophies. Because now one was already won this year, the King's Cup, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Copa del Rey, we have the league, we have the Champions League, we have we have the Super Cup, and we still have the World Club Cup. That's 6 trophies we are fighting for this season. That looks like we can win everything. So it's Visca Catalonia for Barca. Surely there is a party in the city of Blaugrana this night.
Okay, final candidate.
Yeah, well, as expected, 4-5 goal. They didn't hit the upper margin. I would have been more better pleased if they had hit the upper margin. Possibly because Lewandowski was pulled out. He was scheduled to score the 3rd goal. Yeah. For goodness sake. However, Barca is okay with 4 goals. It gives us peace of mind. We can go sleep. And next week, on Tuesday, we'll do it again. And we'll defeat them. If worst case scenario, we play a draw in Germany. And then we're in for semi-finals against Inter or Bayern. Whichever of them.
And we get to the final.
Whichever of them.
Having you guys in the studio.
Yeah,
it's not my fault. I actually have to share this studio with some Oliver Twist tonight. There always one more. About 4 goals on Barcelona were able to score against Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal. What a way to actually, make your presence be felt in the quarterfinal and send yourself straight into the semi-final. Because I don't see any comeback from Borussia Dortmund. And also PSG getting the 3-1 victory advantage against Aston Villa in the first leg. So the second leg, there's still much to play for in these two sides. For these two sides on Tuesday. That's about how much we can take tonight on Premier Sport Fun Center. Thanks for being with us. And from me and my production crew, it's bye for now.